Batavia down! Win more, lots more!
Folks, welcome back. It is June 9th. It is Trainwreck tonight, 392. I got the air conditioner out in the back of me, but geez, it's been raining left and right. Was a relatively nice weekend this past weekend. We got down to EA Music Fest to check out Dreamboat. We had the NBA and NHL Finals going on. There was some great French Open tennis and much more. Obviously, if you want to get much more and win lots more, get to Batavia Downs, the region's premier entertainment destination. But Slick L, the Dreamboat himself, boys, great weekend, and we're for better or worse, we're into June. I don't know if the weather matches, but we're into the summer for all intents and purposes.
Finally, at the destination of the year, the summer is upon us. The sun's just starting to come out again after a bit of rain today, but hopefully some more good weather on the horizon, Dreamboat.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great weekend. The rain, it doesn't bother me too much if it's warm. I'll get an umbrella and just go for a walk anyway, put some sandals on. So, I don't mind getting my feet a little wet. And but we're getting our feet wet, just dipping into this summer. Pretty hazy yesterday. I feel like we got to mention these fires that are happening again in Canada. Not sure if we're going to want to buy them after, these happen again. So maybe we'll get a good deal. I don't know. But air quality in the city has been iffy. Today, it's a lot better. I think the rain helped clear that out.
We had a long weekend. We had all kinds of stuff. We had, like I said, kicked off with some NHL Finals action, ended with some NBA Finals action. In the middle, we saw some Dreamboat in East Aurora. But I think the big thing that kind of stole a lot of people's attention was yesterday, French Open. Alcaraz, as the defending champ, essentially goes down in the finals to Sinner, who's obviously an upstart as well. It's like those are the two, youthful generation of the next generation of tennis stars. Goes down 2-0, wins 1-2-1, then down love 40 on his own serve, 60-1 live. Did you see this?
Yeah, I was watching live, and I had to think the odds were up there because that was that was probably the first match point, but then there was 3 after that as well, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, so him at love 40, I think they said that on the books, he was 60-1 live when he was. So again, he's serving for the match. If he double faults or if the ball goes out, it's over. But yeah, 60-1. Alcaraz wins that. Then wins wins the fourth set, goes up a break in the fifth. They break back even, and then a classic tie break where Alcaraz dominates to take it down. Obviously, a lot of people are right. Is this going to end up being essentially the sports event of the summer? I don't know if anything can really beat this, honestly.
It is crazy. It's shades of Nadal and Federer going hours back in the day. I think it was the French as well, maybe, or maybe it was an Australian Open.
Wimby.
Wimbledon, yes. Just two generational players. It is really hard to come back from that, especially with the amount of sports that are dwindling down and opportunities we have for the rest of the summer. So unless someone golfs like a perfect game and MLB, like someone throws 3 perfect games in a row, I don't know if anything's going to top this. What do you think, Dreamboat?
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, with the NHL playoffs, we'll get to talking about that. That's about 10, but that's been pretty exciting. But I don't, if you mentioned golf, I don't think we're going to see the type of competition, the close competition. I mean, it's kind of like when Scotty's on, he's on, and I don't think he's going to have quite the summer where he swept every major practically, or it felt that way as a summer ago. But We'll see. I'm optimistic about baseball. There's a lot to like in baseball still. So
long season, that is for sure.
Yeah,
long season for sure. So we still have the All-Star game there. We'll still have many. We have a golf major coming up this week in the form of the U.S. Open and much more. So we'll see what happens there with the takeover. But speaking of taking over, on Saturday weekend recap, Dreamboat and the funk craziness took over East Aurora. So Dreamboat, that was an outstanding performance by you and the crew.
Yeah, I don't know if we could bring up the clip, but I do think it's funny if Trainwreck fans see me like this, I'm kind of not recognizable when I got my funk shades on. You know, I heard you didn't recognize me walking up. You're like, this isn't his band.
We were very far away. Just because they're making it like, and you were like, and like I was like, is that Don? And they're like, yeah, I think it is. And then I was crazy. But yeah,
I knew it.
No, he was not saying it with confidence. But
yes. Like that is not true at all.
It is. But go on.
Yeah, but it was beautiful day, beautiful weather, and East Aurora, little inside baseball talk right now. East Aurora Fest almost didn't happen.
People love this.
It was not going to happen. The organizers were just it's kind of like anything. Once things start to get like too big, it almost becomes like I don't want to say nuisance, but it's just a lot of work, and like it's a lot of thankless work too. Yeah. Shout out to the organizers. Shout out to my guy John, who is one of the biggest organizers and puts it on. Also, shout out, I saw Crossbar was a sponsor for the fest. They had their thing, so always nice to see two worlds collide. But normally I think we booked the slot in like January. They hit me up at like end of March, early May, and it was kind of rushed put together. But overwhelming success. I got to play at a new spot. I've now played at the Bar Bill tent. I always play at the Elm Street Bakery tent every year with Olmsted Dub System, who's a reggae band I'm with. But with the Funk Nights now, I got to play at Riley Street Station this year, and people were into it. People were grooving. The hippie girls were out twirling around, and
we saw the hula hoop crew. They were going nuts.
Yeah, the hula hoopers were out, and that's always like the sign for me too when summer's there is like music at 2 p.m. On a Saturday, and people dancing, people drinking, and it was awesome. Great time.
We love that. So like any takeaways from East Aurora, music is art. You're having a good time.
I was having a great time. Not many takeaways other than that you got to get another cell tower or two out there in East Aurora.
Oh, that's been an East Aurora problem. Tale as old as time for sure. Cell service, not exactly ideal, but speaking of which, not ideal. NBA Finals, Thunder double-digit favorites both games at home. They end up going 1-1 on Halliburton and the late game craziness in game one. I'm curious between the NHL and NBA Finals. NBA is definitely a little bit more of a expected to be a blowout based on the percentages and everything. Which one are you guys enjoying more with both series at 1-1? Both series having kind of a crazy game to have the away team take one of them too.
I think for me, it's been the NHL Stanley Cup, more so just because of the volume of scoring and the stars out on the ice as well. It's been a lot more than I thought. And if you're an under better, you hate it, but you love it as a hockey fan. Right from game one, you're invested in that first period throughout the whole game the entire time because the scoring was nonstop, keeping the action interesting, power plays left and right. And by all accounts, it's been pretty even though obviously series tied at 1 now as well, but double OT in the second game. First game, Oilers with a strong showing to keep the Panthers on their toes. I've been enjoying that much more than the NBA as of right now. It's not that I'm not enjoying the NBA because the first game was an absolute roller coaster of a ride. If you were willing to stick around till the end of it, that's the thing. I think double-digit lead until only the last 3 minutes of the game. Only real basketball fans are going to stick around. The NHL had you invested from the moment the puck was dropped, I feel like, in this series. And it hasn't slowed down with that double OT game. It looked like it was going to be an early scoring affair and then somehow drags on to a long night of hockey. But I've been enjoying the Stanley Cup playoffs more or Stanley Cup finals in this regard.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that they're a little more competitive. The NBA, I don't know really what to make of it because I watched last night's game. I sat down and watched the whole thing. I think I left with like 2 minutes where I was to walk home. 2 minutes left in the fourth once I realized no magic was happening. But The roller coaster is the right word for the Pacers. They are just the streakiest team I've ever seen. I think there was a run where they went like Thunder went like 17 points with that before Pacers made a bucket, like crazy, and then they turn around and go on like a 12-2 run. So if they get in that mode that they were in for the series with the Cavs and the series with the Knicks, where there's like they just can't miss, we might see them this blowout not happen. But it's black or white. There's no like, oh, they missed one shot and then they make the next. No, that I watched 4 minutes, and because I was on the 25 points every quarter bet.
Yes,
and they were in great position. There was like 3 minutes left in the first quarter. They had 21 points and didn't make another shot. And then that happened again in the second quarter. And then everyone scored over 25 in the second half. So yeah, I'm all about the NHL though. Yeah, it's fast. Two games in OT, both games back-to-back OT games. You can't beat that as a hockey fan.
that is kind of bonkers for sure. Back-to-back OT games for certain. As we kind of check that out. Okay, and then so we got NBA Finals and NHL Finals. Do you think that the Pacers have any chance in the series?
I do. I think it's going to get real interesting on this turn back to Indiana, change up a location. I just checked. Thunder still 4 or 5.5 point favorites going down into Indiana, but that's a rowdy barn. Both of these places are. It doesn't really seem to affect either team too much going on the road. I would say the team with the home court advantage, though, is the Pacers. So if they really want to make this series interesting, next 2 games are very important. Not do or die. I think they might split these 2 next games as well, and then series still be tied going back to OKC. I had to throw a little wager on the Pacers before the series at 5-1 just because of the value. It was there, had to do it. So a little biased, but I think this is where they have to step it up if they want to have any more chance.
I think the question is, will we see our good old friend Scott Foster for Game 4?
Oh,
if the Thunder win Game 3, I think it's pretty good chance you see him for it. If the Thunder win Game 4 and Game 3, it's almost guaranteed you're going to see Scott Foster.
Yeah. Is that Scott Foster's music?
Yes. God, and speaking of by God, George Strait Saturday Slick. We got a big game day Buffalo tailgate. It's been almost a half a year since we were at a game day Buffalo tailgate.
Yeah, they were doing the spring cleaning the other day. The power washers were out. The box cars are being rejuvenated, and people are getting ready to serve drinks and listen to some country music. Really excited, Maniac. I think I've ever really been to an official concert tailgate, and that's why Game Day Hospitality is the best. They have all your concert and game day needs covered for you when you come. So really excited, looking forward to it. Should be a great time. Hopefully weather holds up for Saturday.
Seriously. And then speaking of music and speaking of making it happen, Dreamboat, a lot of stuff on the horizon with the Bidwell series.
Yep. Elmwood Village fans, that's something everyone looks forward to. Bidwell between Elmwood and, well, actually, I guess, what's that cross street after Elmwood? I'm blanking, but it's between that and the not Colonial Circle, but the Circle at Lincoln and Chapin.
Oh, Delaware.
Yeah.
Is it about Elmwood and Delaware in between there?
Well, yeah, but there's like one mini street that like cuts through. Oh, it's Potomac.
Oh, Potomac. Yep.
Yeah. So between Potomac and the Lincoln Circle gets shut down. Music every Tuesday. I think it's like 5 to 7. And I'm proud to announce your boy will be kicking it off with Olmsted Dub System again, the reggae group. It's a great vibe. I think this is our 2nd or 3rd year in a row we're kicking it off. But that's a cool thing is I get to play music all year, but this band plays 1 million gigs in the summer because everyone loves summer reggae music. So let's hope the weather holds up for that. Looking good as of right now, but Western New York, you can't predict anything. But it's unless it's a torrential downpour, it's normally rain or shine. So yeah, that's next Tuesday. Bidwell, be there.
Love to see that. Love to see that. Winding down here. Quick episode, not a ton going on. We got the NBA NHL Finals. We had days these last couple of days with no NBA or hockey because of the schedule. Dog days of summer here. Anybody you want to shout out or anything you guys are looking forward to?
Not at the moment. Shout out to you guys. It's been a wild time up until now. It's the first downtime we really have in a long time. So it's been a wild ride. And Saturday we'll pick it back up at game day for George Strait.
I do have a shout out. It's not going to be a good one, though. This might be a new segment we're starting called Donnie's Dunce of the Week. Donnie's Dunce of the Week is Verizon. Verizon, we got to have a talk with the language you guys are using on your website, okay? I just moved into a new apartment. I need lightning fast internet. I got to stream. I got to do all this. Now, I get this new internet. First week, this is why I wasn't on the show last week. I try. I'm all blurry. I can't. You guys are freezing. Nothing's happening. And I'm just like, this is Verizon Fios. What's going on? I checked. Went on the website. Is Verizon Fios available in your area? Boop, 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 boop. Type it in. Type in my address. They said, great news. Verizon Fios 5G home internet is available in your area. I order it. I go through all the things. They hand me this box. Now, I was confused as hell because there's nowhere to put like your internet cable pin. Oh, no. For 20 minutes, I'm staring at the cable. I'm staring at this box. Long story short, you plug it in. It's a glorified hotspot. It is not Verizon Fios. Does not use fiber optic stuff. I thought you could get it in the city now. Still can't do it. So Verizon, you are Donnie's Dunce of the Week for having misleading language and costing our viewers being able to see our high-quality vlogs as quickly as they should be. So Verizon, clean it up.
Clean it up, Verizon. We're coming better. We're cleaning up, Verizon. We're coming for you. Be better for sure. But if you're looking for better pizza, make sure you're ordering Picasso's Pizza. Of course, our sponsor, Picasso's Pizza, the best location, the best pizzas all over Western New York. Go to picassospizza.net for that. But yeah, looking forward to a great weekend. Hopefully some Picassos at the tailgate, hopefully some George Strait, and hopefully a great weekend ahead. With that said, it does look like we have a blue sky now for the rest of the day. So let's see if we can run that.
Shout out Blue Sky.
I was going to say, I'm going to be staying on Twitter, but shout out the Blue Sky. With that said, everyone have a good rest of your day. And most importantly, boys, a good night now.